It's the first day of winter, but the second day this week, the West has been slammed with a winter storm. Overnight, the latest dumped up to 1.5 feet of snow throughout Colorado and the Rockies. Now on to the stalemate in Washington, and Congress has until December 31st to reach an agreement on a payroll tax cut extension. If they can't agree, 160 million of us will lose on average $40 from our paychecks. Senators did pass a 2-month extension, but House Republican leaders, they want to restart negotiations on a year-long extension.
A one-year bill provides, on average, about $1,000 for American workers, as opposed to the Senate bill, which would provide a measly $166. As importantly, a one-year bill would provide certainty for American employers as they begin to plan for next year.
We believe that every member of Congress in the House and the Senate can deal with a 2-month extension. Everyone should know how to walk and chew gum, including those who have to process these payroll tax cut claims.
And many lawmakers have already left Washington for the holidays. The president's family, they left for Hawaii without him, but he says he's sticking around until an agreement is reached. Meanwhile, the number of people applying for unemployment benefits dropped last week to its lowest level since April 2008. The Labor Department says new applications for unemployment benefits fell last week by 4,000 to 364,000. It was the third straight weekly decrease. A new violence erupts in Iraq, this just days after the last U.S. troops trickled out. Mike Mickle has more on that in your Global News Now.
At least 63 are dead after 9 car bombs and 6 roadside bombs were set off in a 2-hour period in various places across Baghdad. This is video of the scene where a bomb exploded at a market, killing dozens there. The U.S. is likely to take responsibility for a NATO strike last month that killed 24 Pakistani soldiers near the Afghan border. Pakistani military leaders contended NATO forces knew they were firing at Pakistani troops and even apologized after they kept firing. Military leaders will be briefed on the investigation tomorrow. China's ambassador to North Korea visited the glass coffin of late North Korean leader Kim Jong-il to pay his last respects. A funeral is scheduled for December 28th. Kim's successor, his son Kim Jong-un, may share power with a group of rulers that includes his uncle and the military. An Australian court has sentenced a teenage boy to 13 years in jail after he stabbed an Indian student to death. The killing had sparked outrage across India and created a rift between the two countries. The attacker at the time was just 15. He's 17 now, but under Australian law cannot be identified. And that's your Global News Now.
Finding an iPad may soon get tough, plus stores are offering many happy returns with free returns. And what to do with those lousy gifts? Let's get back to business.
Starting next month, Facebook will begin showing sponsored ads in the newsfeed. Fittingly, the ads will be marked sponsored. Users will see no more than one sponsored story in their newsfeed per day, and they will only feature stories about friends or pages that users already like. There could be a shortage of Apple iPads on store shelves, and it's all due to an explosion at a factory in Shanghai that makes the tablet. 60 workers were hurt. Authorities think it was caused by aluminum dust. A full investigation is underway. Stores are making it easier than ever to return gifts you don't want this holiday season. Many retailers who do a lot of their business online are now offering free return shipping. Saks Fifth Avenue, Nordstrom, and Neiman Marcus are among the stores jumping on the bandwagon, and experts expect that even more stores will offer the service in the next holiday season. And get ready to bite your tongue and force a fake smile. 20% of adults will get a pretty lousy gift this holiday. That's according to a study by Consumer Reports. So what does one do with their new Snuggie or Chia Pet?
Chia Pet, the pottery that grows.
While most will grin and bear it, others, they'll donate the item or even try to pass the inferior present along to another victim. Now, if you plan to return a gift, keep these things in mind. Of course, make sure you have your receipt with you. Keep stickers, labels, and tags all intact. Some stores, they'll charge a restocking fee, and in the case of some electronics, also a repackaging fee if they do, in fact, take an open item.
You want to be sure not to open the packaging if you're not sure you want it, because again, if you forget it, you can leave all the tags and all the labels on the item, but if you destroy the packaging or rip it apart, again, you'll have a much more difficult time returning it.
And most retailers will list the terms of their return policy on your receipt, and if that still doesn't make it clear, ask someone in the store when you check out. A car of burglary suspects led police on a 40-minute chase throughout the streets of Orlando, Florida. It ended in a dramatic crash. Now, the car smashed into the side of a Jeep at a busy intersection. At least 4 vehicles were involved. The suspects both had serious leg injuries from the crash, but they are expected to be okay. The driver of the Jeep, he's just fine. Police say it all started when 2 men kicked down the door of a home intending to steal. Instead, they were spooked by the homeowner. A shocking discovery on a Philadelphia sidewalk. 2 men found a baby in this box, a newborn with the umbilical cord still attached. Just steps from the daycare, the baby girl was wrapped in blankets and sweaters. The men heard a sound coming from the box, and they went and took a closer look.
Life is a life. If you don't care for it, at least turn it over. Like, they have so many places you can take kids to today. You can take them to the police stations. You can take them to the hospitals. I mean, it's just pathetic.
The baby was rushed to the hospital where she is in good condition, but she will be put in the custody of the Department of Human Services. That's just one of those stories that riveted the world in 2011.
Thank you to everyone who's believed in me, who's defended me, who's supported my family.
Amanda Knox's second chance to prove her innocence, the not guilty verdict, and what happened after that when INN returns. And we want to remind you, INN News is on Facebook, and now you can also find us on Twitter at INN News Network. We're also on YouTube, reaching out to you so you can reach out to us. INN News will be right back.